Hello guys, welcome back to STEM Trainers. Now today we are going to see A level year 1 mechanics topic, that is forces and motion. So let's start. So I will explain this topic with the help of some examples. So let's start. First example is a body of mass 5 kg is pulled along a horizontal table by a horizontal force of magnitude 20 newtons against a constant friction force of magnitude 4 newtons. Given that initially the body is at rest, find acceleration, the distance traveled by body in first 4 seconds, and magnitude of normal reaction between the body and the table. Okay. So first thing that you will do in every mechanics question is, first you will draw a rough diagram if possible. So let's draw a rough diagram. So let's say this is our horizontal table surface, and this is our body of mass 5 kg. So what are the forces? So what are the forces acting on the body? So first is a horizontal force is there. Let's take in right direction, because it's not given. You can take in any direction. It doesn't matter. So let's say this is 20 newtons. And obviously this mass 5 kg will exert mg force, that is 5g downwards, and a frictional force of 4 newton. Constant frictional force of 4 newton is there. So this friction force is 4 newtons. Actually it's acting on the, but anyways it's acting on the body, so it's in this direction. That's it. So this is what is given to us. Now we have to find the acceleration of the body. So what we will do is basically net force acting on a particle or a body in any direction is equal to force mass into acceleration. So net horizontal force. So if you see the horizontal motion, horizontal. So what's the net force acting on the body? 20 newton minus 4 newton. So that is the net force acting on the body. So that net force will be equal to its mass into acceleration. So acceleration you can assume in any direction, but anyways we know because 20 newton is greater than 4 newton, so it will accelerate in this direction. So this is 5 into A. Very simple. Net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So from this we are getting 16 over 5 is equal to acceleration. So that is my acceleration is coming out to be 3.2 meter per second square. So that is my answer. Okay, so that's my A part. B part, distance traveled by the body in the first 4 seconds. Okay, so now it's a kinematics question. So we have to use Suvat equations. So we need to find the displacement or distance. Time is given as 4. Acceleration we just found out. Acceleration is 3.2. And initially it's given body is at rest. So initial velocity will be 0. So what's the equation that connects S, U, A and T? That is S equals UT plus half AT square. So let's substitute the values. U is 0. So 0 into 4 plus half. Acceleration is 3.2 into 4 square. So what's our displacement in this case? It is coming out to be 25.6 meters. So that you can say is the distance traveled by the body in the first 4 seconds. Now next part they are asking is magnitude of the normal reaction between the body and the table. Okay, so this is our table. This is our table. So this is our body. Now we know that this mass 5 kg is exerting a force of 5g downwards. So reaction force will be upwards by the table on the body, right? And as we can say that there is no acceleration in y direction. So we can say that directly r should be equal to 5g because it is in equilibrium in vertical direction. Or you can solve like this also. R minus 5g is equal to mass, that is 5 into acceleration 0. It will give you the same thing. So the reaction force by the table on the body is 5g newtons. That is nothing but, if you take g as 9.8, it will come out to be 49 newtons. So that is our answer. I hope it's clear. It's one of the very basic questions. So couple of things you might have understood. First, whenever a question on forces and motion is there, you first draw a rough diagram. Second thing is you write all the forces whatever are given in the question, and then you try to see in which direction motion is there and which direction motion is not there. For example, in this question, horizontal direction, you will have some acceleration. So net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Vertical direction, there is no motion. Then you can say in vertical direction, forces are sum of net forces is 0. Or you can say upward forces is equal to downward forces. Same thing. Okay, let's try one more question. Now, in the previous question, we had one particle. So now we will have two particles or two bodies. So two particles P and Q of masses 5 kg and 3 kg respectively are connected by a light inextensible string. Okay. So let's draw a rough diagram. So let's say this is our surface. So we have two bodies. One is 5, another is 3. So let's say this is, okay, so this is my P particle, this is my particle Q. Okay, they are connected by a light inextensible string. Okay, so they are connected by a string. The particle P is pulled by a horizontal force of 40 newtons along the horizontal plane. Again, the direction is not given, it's given horizontal. So you can take in any direction. So obviously we will take in this direction. This is 40 newtons. The particle P experiences a frictional force of 10 newtons. So basically a 10 newton force as a frictional force is acting on P. Now on Q, a frictional force of 6 newton is there. 6 newton. Okay, so this is our diagram. So once your diagram is there, your 30% of the work is done now. Okay, now we have to make some equations. What are they asking? Acceleration of particle, tension in the string, and explain why string is light inextensible. Okay. So first thing is we will, okay. Now there are two methods in this. Whenever there are more than one particle or more than one objects, there are two ways. One is you can look at them separately. That is, you can look at what's happening to particle Q separately and what's happening to particle P or body P separately. Or you can take that as a whole system as one. So for example, I will tell you, taking as whole system is very easy and it solves question very fast. So for example, I can directly say that in right direction or in horizontal direction, what's happening? Let's say the acceleration of these particles be A in the right direction. So I'm basically taking right direction as positive direction. So what's the net force? Net force acting on this whole system. System means this particle P and this particle Q combined. So 40 Newton force is acting on right direction. We have taken right direction as positive. And on the left direction, you have a 10 Newton force. You have a 6 Newton force, right? So this is the net force acting in the right direction on this system. So net force is equal to net mass. What's the mass? 3 plus 5, total is 8 into acceleration. So what's my answer? This is 30, 24 by 8, that is 3. So my answer is 3 meter per second square. So this is taking whole system as 1. So basically we are taking this 3 and 5 as 1. So net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now there might be some students who are not comfortable with this. So if you are not comfortable with this, then I will tell you how to make equations or how to analyze separately also after solving this question. Okay, the B part is, this is my A part. My B part is find the tension in the string. So for tension, we know that if this particle P is moving in the right direction, then tension will be acting in the left direction. So now what I will do is, this is important. So now I will consider only this part. That is, I will only consider particle P now. I don't have to consider particle Q. Okay, so when I consider particle P, what's the net horizontal force acting on particle P? So again, we are calculating in horizontal direction. What's the net force? So 40 is in right, so right direction is positive, minus T because T is acting in left, 10 Newton, that is friction force, that is also acting in left, so that's also negative. So this is my net force acting on particle P in right direction. So this should be equal to, net force is equal to mass, that is 5, into acceleration, that is A. And A value we already know, that is 3. So from this, what I am getting is 30 minus tension T is equal to 5 into 3, that is 15. Acceleration is 3. So from this, I am getting my tension as 15 newtons. So that is my answer. So tension in the string is 15 newtons. Acceleration is 3 meter per second square. Okay, third part. Explain how the modeling assumptions that the string is light and inextensible has been used. Okay, so basically when string is light, so we can assume that tension will be same throughout. So every point, at any point, if you want to find the tension, it will be same. And mass is also negligible, because if string is light, then you can see that when we consider the total mass, we considered only particle P and Q. We didn't consider the string mass because we are assuming it's light, so its mass is negligible. Second thing is they are saying inextensible. Now what happens when string is inextensible? It means it can't be extended. So when it can't be extended, it means acceleration of particle P and Q will be same. So that's why we have taken only one acceleration. You can notice here, we are not taking different accelerations for 3 and 5 because the string is inextensible. It can't be extended. So if a string is extensible, then obviously the particle P and Q may have different accelerations. So these are the two very important assumptions which we have to make if you want to solve this question right now using the knowledge that we have. Okay, now next thing, I told you that if you don't want to take the whole system, consider the whole system, you want to analyze them separately. So we can do that also. So let's do that. So I will show you how to analyze this separately. So for that, first I will assume this tension as T. Now be very careful. Now we are solving A part. So I will say that this diagram, first consider the particle P. So what are the forces acting on it? 40 minus T minus 10 is equal to its mass into acceleration. Net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now let's consider particle Q only. So what is happening to Q? There is a force of T, tension T in the right direction. So T minus 6. 6 is in opposite direction. We have taken right direction as positive, is equal to 3 into A. So these are the two equations you can see in T and A. You can easily solve for T and A. And then you will get the answer as tension as same 15 newtons and acceleration as 3 meter per second square. So it's kind of a same thing. So instead of doing separately, we just combined that system as one. Okay, I think you should know both the methods. And then according to your preference, you can choose one. I hope it's clear. Okay, let's go for next question. Okay, now These kind of questions are, students find these questions little difficult and confusing, that I have seen over the past few years. So let's see first the question. A light scale pan is attached to a vertical inextensible string. Okay, again a light and inextensible string. The pan carries two masses A and B of 400 gram and 600 grams. A rests on top of B as shown in figure. Okay. The pan is raised vertically using the string with acceleration as 0.5 meter per second square. Okay. So this acceleration is 0.5 meter per second square. Okay. Find the tension in the string. Okay. We need to find the tension. So this is the tension in the string. We need to find this. Force exerted on mass B by A and force exerted on mass B by the scale pen. Okay. Now first thing, as we discussed in previous question, we can take the whole system, consider the whole system as one. So it means for the combined system, we can write the equation. So what's happening? A tension is there, right, upwards. So tension minus, so this is 0.6 G, it is exerting downwards. This is 0.4 G, it is exerting downwards. So these are the only forces in vertical direction. There is no other forces. One is tension and other is the weight of the two bodies. So I can write tension minus 0.6 G minus 0.4 G is equal to total mass into acceleration. So total mass is 0.4 plus 0.6 because it's given in grams. So you have to convert first into SI unit, that is kilograms. So this net mass into acceleration is A. So what I am getting here, tension is equal to, now acceleration is given as 0.5. So let's substitute the values. So tension will be 0.6 G plus 0.4 G plus this will be 1. So actually this is nothing but acceleration A. And this is 9.8 plus 5. I am assuming acceleration G as 9.8. So this will come out to be 10.3. Right? 9.8 plus 0.5, that is 10.3 Newton. So this is by tension in the string. Okay, so that's A part. Next, now they are asking, find the force exerted on mass B by mass A. Now this is interesting. So we know that as mass A is resting on top of B, so obviously mass A is exerting some force on B, right? So we need to find that force. So for that, let's consider the mass A and see what's happening to mass A, or what are the forces acting on mass A. So this is 400 grams. This is my A. Okay. So first is its mass, total weight will be acting downwards, 0.4 G, mass into acceleration, right? It is accelerating upwards with an acceleration of 0.5 meter per second square. Correct? What else is there? Now if A is exerting some force on B, so obviously B is also exerting some force on A. Right? Newton's law. So let's say this force is R. They are equal and opposite, right? Whatever force A is exerting on B, B is also exerting the same force on A. We know that from Newton's law. Okay. So this is the diagram now. On particle or on object A, normal reaction by B is upwards A. Its weight is downwards 0.4 G and it is accelerating upwards with acceleration of 0.5 meter per second square. Now let's write the equation. So its acceleration is upward, so let's take upward direction as positive. So now we are considering vertical motion upwards and taking upward direction as positive. So net forces are minus 0.4 g. So net force is equal to mass. Mass is 0.4 into acceleration. Acceleration is 0.5. So let's try to find the value of r. So r will be 0.4 g plus 0.4 into 0.5, that is nothing but 0.2. So r will be coming out to be 4.12 newtons. So this is my reaction force exerted by B on A. So same thing I can say that the reaction, we have to find actually the force exerted on B by A. So we know they are equal and opposite. So what's the answer for B part? So my answer for B part is the force exerted on mass B by mass A is 4.12 newtons in the downward direction. Right? So my answer is force exerted on B by A is 4.12 newtons downwards, or you can say in downward direction. So that's the answer. So that's the catch here. Now instead of analyzing mass B or object B, we are analyzing object A, because analyzing object A is little simpler than analyzing object B, because when you analyze box B, or you can say this object B, there are a lot of other forces. For example, this pan will also come into picture, right? So it's little difficult. So that's why we analyzed mass A. Okay, so let's do the third part. The force exerted on mass B by the scale pan. Okay, so now again same thing. Whatever force is exerted on mass B by the scale pan, the opposite force is exerted by the mass B on scale pan. Right? They are equal and opposite. That's Newton's law. So let's use that, because that will make our life very easy. So what I will do in this third case is, instead of analyzing again the mass B, I will analyze the scale pan. So let's analyze. This is total mass, that is whatever it is. So this is my tension T. This is my acceleration 0.5. And this total mass is actually 1 kg. So the downward force exerted by this mass on the scale pan is 1 g. Right? Okay. So now we have to find what's the reaction force exerted. Okay, this is 1 kg, that is of total mass, but we need to consider only mass B, right? So we need to find that force. So this is my mass B, this is my mass A. So this B, let's say, is exerting a force of S on the scale pan, correct? So my tension T is there, my acceleration 0.5 in the upward direction is there, and this mass B is exerting some force on the scale pan. We don't know the value, we have to find out. Let's assume that as S. So what's my equation? My equation is T minus S should be equal to, that is a net force is equal to mass. Now in question it's given that the scale pan is very light, right? So scale pan is light, it means we have to neglect the mass. So that is 0 into acceleration is 0.5. So from this I am getting my tension as S. and tension we already know is 10.3. So this S is 10.3 newtons. So this is the force exerted by the mass B on the pen. But we have to find what's the force exerted on mass B by the scale pen. So it will be opposite. So scale pen will exert an opposite force on mass B, that is S, in the upward direction. So my answer is force exerted on B by the scale pen is 10.3 Newton upwards, or you can say in the upward direction. That is my answer. Okay. So there is one more thing that we can discuss right now. If you want to analyze the mass B, you can analyze that also. So let me give you some hint. So if you directly want to calculate what's the force exerted by the pan on B, so you can consider mass B. So what's happening on mass B is there is a reaction force by A on B. There is a force, this mass is 0.6 g, right? And there is a force exerted on B by the pan, that is S, let's say in the vertical direction. So this is alternate method to find the C part. So basically we are analyzing what's happening to mass B, and its acceleration is upwards, that is 0.5 meter per second square. I hope it's clear. So these are all the forces acting on B. One is reaction by the pan, one is the force exerted by A, its own weight, and the acceleration that is acting. So what we can write here is net force equal to mass into acceleration, same thing. So I can say S minus R minus 0.6 g is equal to mass of B is 0.6, I guess. Yes, 0.6. So 0.6 into acceleration is 0.5. Now what is this R? This R we just found in B part. This reaction force is 4.12. So if you substitute the values, you will get the same value as 10.3 newtons. As you can see, it's little difficult to analyze. So this is better. This is directly we can get the answer. So it depends on you, but you must know all the things. What is happening, how to find this, etc. etc. Okay, let's try one last question, a very big one. Okay. So this question says, a car of mass 900 kilogram pulls a trailer of mass 300 kilogram along a straight line road using a light tow bar which is parallel to the road. The horizontal resistance to motion of car and trailer are 200 newtons and 100 newtons. The engine is producing a constant horizontal driving force of magnitude 1200 newtons. So let's first draw the diagram and see what's happening. So basically we have a car and we have a trailer. Okay. So this trailer is pulled by the car, and the net force of the engine that is producing is 1200 newtons. So this is 1200 newtons. So this is my car and this is my trailer. Okay, so mass of car is 900 kgs and the mass of trailer is 300. So So this is 300 kilogram. Okay. So there will be a tension T here, there will be a tension T here. And now there is a resistance also. To the car, the resistance is 200 newtons, and to the trailer, the resistance is 100 newtons. So this is my diagram now. So first you should always make the diagram. So now everything is clear up till this point. So this is my diagram that's happening. Obviously now if we are pulling the car and trailer by a force of 1200 newtons, so we can say there will be some acceleration. Let's take that as E. The first part is show that acceleration of car and trailer is 0.75 meter per second square. So what we will do in this is, again, we will take the whole system. So when we take the whole system, what we will see is what's the net force, and that net force will be equal to total mass into acceleration. So what's the net force? So 1200 newtons is on right side. So let's take right side as positive direction. Okay, so 1200 minus, you have 200 newtons minus 100 newtons. These are the external forces, and this should be equal to net mass. What's the net mass? 900 and 300. So that will give me 900 plus 300 total mass into acceleration, that is E, that we have to find out. So what is this? 900 divided by 1200 is acceleration, and which is nothing but 3/4, and that is 0.75 meter per second square. So I hope this is clear now. Again, we are using the whole system as one. So net force is 1200 minus 200 minus 100 is equal to net mass into acceleration. So that's done now. B part. Find the magnitude of the tension in the tow bar. Okay, so for that you can consider either the car or the trailer, because tension comes in both. So whichever you want to consider, you can consider one. So let's consider the trailer. You can consider any, it doesn't matter, it will give you the same value. Okay, so now if you look at just this system, now what's happening? A tension is there in the right side, 100 Newton force is there on the left side, and it's accelerating with some acceleration. So let's write this. So in horizontal direction, net force will be tension minus 100 newtons is equal to, what's its mass? 300 into its acceleration, that is 0.75. I hope it's clear. Net force equal to mass into acceleration. As simple as that. So tension will come out to be (100) plus, what is this, 0.75 into 300, so 225. Okay, so this will be 225. So that is 325 total newtons. That is my answer. Tension is 325 Newton. Now you can find this tension if you consider the motion of car also. Same thing we discussed. Okay, next thing. Next part is, the car is moving along when the driver sees a set of traffic lights had turned red. So he stopped the car. The force produced by engine to 0, apply the brakes. The brakes produce a force of F newtons, and the car and trailer decelerate. Given that resistance to motion are unchanged. Okay, so basically this 100, 200 Newton remains unchanged, and the magnitude of the thrust in the tow bar is 100 Newtons. Okay, so as you can read the question, what's happening now is, now the driver applies the brakes, and the net driving force of 1200 Newton is reduced to 0. So obviously some thrust is coming. So now we have to see that what's happening now to the system. So let's analyze again. So this is my trailer, this is my car, so this is the string. Okay, now when you apply brakes on the car, so obviously some force is acting backwards in the left direction, right? So this is my 900 kg car, this is my trailer 300 kg. Now this force, the resistance is same, this is 100 newtons, this is 200 newtons. Now a thrust force is also there. So when you apply the brakes, the thrust force on the trailer will be in the backward direction. So this is my thrust force, right? So let's see, okay, and obviously we will have a deceleration in the left direction. So let's say my retardation is on the left. So now on the trailer, what's my equation? So what's happening to the trailer if we just consider the trailer now? So on the trailer, what's happening is this thrust force. What's the force that is given? I think it's given as 100 newtons. Magnitude of the thrust in the tow bar is 100 newtons. So we can say that this thrust force plus this resistance, right? This is the net force is equal to net mass. The mass is 300 into acceleration is A. So what's the acceleration now? So acceleration will come out to be 200 divided by 300. So which is 2/3 meter per second square. So it means my trailer and car will deaccelerate at the rate of 2/3 meter per second square. So now once you have this, we need to find F, right? So for that, we have to consider the motion of the car. So let's now consider this motion of car now. So what's happening in car now? So we can see that for car, the net force is F plus 200 newtons, right? Minus, now if the thrust force is acting on the trailer in this direction, so obviously an equal and opposite reaction will be there. So this will also be 100 newtons acting in this direction. So minus 100 is equal to its mass, that is 900, into acceleration that we already found as 2/3. So let's substitute the value and see what happens. So F plus 100 is equal to 900 into 2/3. So this will come out to be 600, and my F is coming out to be 500 newtons. So when you apply the brakes, a force of 500 newtons will act in the backward direction. So which will help you decelerate, and ultimately you will come to a stop before the red light. So I hope this question is clear. So these are generally a very high scoring questions, at least 13 or 14 or 12 marks. So I hope this is clear. So that's all for this video, and in the next video, in forces and motion, we will see the pulley questions. So how to analyze the pulleys, how to find the acceleration, different forces, tension, etc. Thanks for watching.